Oh man, these don't smell good. Those are my favorite intros.
Is sniffing?
Oh yeah. Hey, what's good guys? This is Chris from WearTesters.com. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we're taking a detailed look and review on these guys right here. This is the Air Jordan 9 in the Gym Red colorway. Very Chicago-ish. Was it last year that the UNC ones dropped? Right around like Christmas time? Something like
Roughly.
that? But what they do is, or what they remind me of is what I should say is these and the UNC Jordan 9s, those actually remind me of the Air Jordan 11 pack. It was the same colorways. It was dark navy, UNC branding, and then there was the all red 11 and all that stuff. I can't remember what they were actually called, the name or whatever, the nickname. But these guys remind me of that. It's just a shame that they released so far apart because it would have made a little bit better sense, I guess, if they were a little bit closer together. But on top of that, these guys remind me a lot of Derek Anderson's PEs. They're a little bit different. Derek Anderson used to rock low tops, so like real heavy, just like Mike Bibby. They were pretty much the same exact colorway. The main difference though is that there was no black accents and stuff. It was either white or it was just, you know, white and red. And it was very simple during his Portland Trailblazer days. This shoe though, this colorway, or this shoe in this colorway, very similar to his PE. It's awesome. They actually did release a version of the Jordan 9s in, like, again, very close to his PE, and it was a low top. I actually have a pair, but it was the black and reds, but they ruined it with that weird like snaky print. It looks so stupid. But the Air Jordan 9, for those of you guys that don't know, is kind of like that weird model, because these guys right here released when Jordan was not playing basketball. But they're also known as like the Space Jams, because this was the shoe that Bugs and Daffy went and got. You don't remember?
I don't think I've watched Space Jam since it like came out, and there was all the toys at, was it Burger King or McDonald's?
I don't remember. I did have all of those though.
I had Lola Bunny.
The plush toys.
Yeah.
I love those. And I have the action figures, the actual action figures. It's a great movie. The intro to that movie, not the very intro, I'm not talking about the intro, I'm talking about the actual intro of young MJ practicing in front of his house. That shit gets me every time, man. Like, it's just the subtle music cues and all that stuff. It makes my eyes water. It makes me super nostalgic and all that stuff. It really hits me in the, I really dig it, man. I really do. It's a great movie. It's not, but it's still good. It's like one of those guilty pleasure movies.
Yeah, I can't believe they're making a second.
I'm interested in the second one. That'll be, I just want to see what they do. So yeah, this is kind of the weird model, the weird days, the awkward times.
That's the redheaded stepchild.
This is literally the redheaded stepchild of the Jordan Signature series, in the early days at least. He did wear this shoe, he just wore it on the baseball field and not on the basketball court, although I do think that he played a charity game, maybe in these, or maybe that was the 10s. I'm not remembering it perfectly. I'm sure somebody's gonna correct me because that's what people do. But this is a very cool model simply for the fact that the branding and the marketing of the shoe was based all around the fact that Michael Jordan really kind of globalized the game of basketball. It was during this time, around 1994. It really tells that story right there on the bottom of the shoe where the game of basketball hit global. It was like a worldwide thing, and it was because of MJ. Everybody and their mom was like enamored with this guy and stuff. He made the game, the guy had like this presence, you know what I'm saying? This aura about him to where everybody wanted to watch him. So that's what this shoe was really about and all that stuff. It really talks about like Jordan right here in the heel, but everything above that has little cues to like previous models, like this little thing right there. It points to the Jordan 5. I don't really know why. It's like such the random piece because that's like the only thing. The rest of this, it says 1994. It's got Chinese characters, got different languages here. You got the globe, and same thing on the back right there. You got the Jordan logo inside of a globe and all that stuff. And it's all of that is to represent, it's because of Michael Jordan really that he kind of like made basketball a staple worldwide as far as sporting events go. And nowadays it's like one of the most popular sports. I don't think it's the most popular, but it's definitely one of the most popular.
What is the most popular? Is it soccer?
Why you gotta say it like that?
Because I don't think soccer, except for like the World Cup and whatnot, is actually very popular in America.
It is soccer.
Damn,
what? And then cricket?
You know, we see that all the time in the Bay Area, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but that's because the population changed a little bit. But yeah, it's actually soccer, then cricket, then basketball. Wow, that's crazy. So, fun fact of the day, basketball is third in the world behind cricket. You know what that reminds me of? When Raph met Casey for the first time?
Cricket. Cricket? Nobody understands cricket. You gotta know what a crumpet is to understand cricket. I'll teach you.
I think that is like one of my favorite movies of all time, or the number one. What are you, some kind of punk rocker? Huh? Oh man, I love that movie, dude. I love that movie. Now, tech specs on the Air Jordan 9 are very simple. We have a polyurethane midsole, and then inside of that are 2 encapsulated air sole units. One is in the forefoot, one is in the heel. It takes a really long time to break these things in before you actually feel anything. Trust me, I know. It is a fun shoe to play in though, I will say that. It's not the best. The upper is a little bit flimsy and all of that stuff, but they are actually fun to play in. There's something about lacing up a pair of Jordans, not Team Jordans, even though those are cool too, like depending on which one it is. But there's something about lacing up a pair, especially in an original colorway that he wore.
That brings out your inner Mike.
It does. The tongue starts wagging, the shorts get a little baggier. Depending on the area, you might be wearing a little gold chain. I don't know.
I know.
You do know?
Yes.
She doesn't know. But there is something special. It brings out something out of you. It doesn't matter who it is. Just lace up a pair. I'm telling you. An OG colorway too. Not these. These you'll feel like, oh, these are fresh. But lace up an OG pair of Jordans on the court in an original colorway. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna bring out something out of you, dude. It's an amazing feeling. Now the material build on these guys, not a fan. It's just like that other pair, the UNC pair. Same exact materials. You got really like a synthetic-y feeling white material, white leather. And then the patent finish is patent. It's not real leather or anything like that, although actually it might have some of it in there. It does look like there is some, but the patent finish though is not like the best. I still think it's a great colorway on these guys. And then you got the internal booty system and all that, and then you got the speed lace system and everything as well. These guys were really cool back in the day because you just pull this up right there and it's supposed to cinch up everything all at once, and every time I try to do it on camera it doesn't do it right, so I always feel like such an ass. It really does work though. You just got to do it for yourself. You got to put your foot in there, I guess. I don't know. Now, as far as sizing is concerned with Air Jordan 9s, you can do one of two things. One thing is go true to size, or what I usually do is go up half a size, because for whatever reason, just like the Air Jordan 11, the pinky toe shred on these things are real, man. Like, they will f you up, and I'm not even playing. And I'm not even talking about playing in them. Just wearing them casually, you'll come home from a long day of whatever it is that you were doing, and your pinky toe is obliterated. Inside here, so there's the booty, right? The booty extends into the back, and then it cups down, right? And then it extends, or is connected right here, goes back up to the tongue, and then it comes back down again, almost like a web, and there's a big hole right here inside the shoe. You can stick your hand in there and feel it, and in that hole behind it is this like stitch area. All that extra stitching, all the extra layering, and then behind that, or on top of it, if you will, if you're like inside the shoe, is nylon, a really rough material, and that is supposed to protect your toes, but it does the exact opposite. Now, if it didn't have that hole in there, I think that you'd be better off, because it would be this material kind of protecting as a buffer, but there is the hole in there, and it sucks. Now, retail price on these guys is $190, much like most of the retros nowadays. They will be available starting October 5th, and they will be available over at Phenom if you're in the local Sacramento/Elk Grove area, and if you're not, they do phone orders, so we'll leave their information down below in the description box where you can give them a call, just in case you're interested. I don't know if these are gonna sell out. It's a crapshoot, because 9s are fairly popular. They're not super popular, but they're fairly popular. But it's colorways like this that really like these are dope. You gotta admit, these are dope.
Super dope.
She's lying. Come on. I swear. But that pretty much takes care of it for these guys. If you are interested, like I said, they release October 5th. Retail price is $190. Thank you so much for stopping by, watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. If you do end up with a pair of these, sound off below and let us know what you think about them. Or if you don't, let us know why. And until next time, guys, have a good one.
So I can't remember because I haven't worn mine in a while. I have the UNC version, but I believe the grade school doesn't have that whole booty system you were talking about.
I think it's just the tongue. So.
Because I remember I like the stretchy tongue and I like the pull tab, but my toes are fine.
Yeah, you actually like the shoe, but they are made a little bit differently in kids usually. Hers, they don't have the forefoot air, they just have a heel air. And I believe in hers, they might be top loaded as well, whereas they're fully encapsulated in the men's. I wish that they would change that.
So that I have exactly what you have?
No, I mean like in the men's shoes, the way that the Air Jordan 7 is made now is a little bit different than it used to be made originally. The air unit in there is full length and it used to be fully encapsulated, but in today's build or whatever, I don't know when it changed, but in the retros of the 7s, it's open on the top. And so your foot...
Why are you saying 7?
Because they changed the tech.
But aren't we talking about the 9?
Yes, but I'm saying they should change the tech.
Okay.
Keep up.
Sorry.
Man, she does this to me so much, where I'm like, did I just like switch? Did I switch the language that I was speaking?
I don't have the 7, so I'm like, why are we talking about the 7?
Because I just said that they should make these top loaded now.
Okay. And the 7s are top loaded.
Yes, but they didn't used to be. So somewhere down the line, they decided to change it, okay? And that was a good move because the 7s are super comfortable, even for an older shoe. And that's what they should do with these older retros. They should shave off the top layer so that it exposes the air unit inside so you can actually feel it.
Sooner?
Just in general.
Well, no, but you were saying that once these are broken in, they're very comfortable. So
I didn't say they were very comfortable. It takes a long time to break it in because it's a full-on polyurethane brick.
They're more tolerable.
They are more tolerable, but they're not like mad comfortable or anything. They're just better.
I like how you touched on the upper being kind of flimsy because, so I only have a few basketball shoes, but I know when I wear these, I'm always surprised that they are a basketball shoe because the upper, it just feels like it's lacking padding that you would need.
It's not even the padding, it's just there's something about them that the upper moves in a way which is interesting because the 7, again, if we're gonna bring up another older model, which came before this, the 7 has less to it because it's essentially a low top with a high top collar on it. And these, for whatever reason, I never felt like super secure in them. Like if it wasn't for these teeth right here, on major lateral movements, like you would slide over the footbed.
Yeah, I could see that. It feels like, even though you can like wrench on the laces and everything, but it just feels like there's extra space around your foot inside.
It reminds me of the Kobe 7, what had happened with those, that it's got a solid fit, but for whatever reason, the booty tongue system, which is separate from the rest of the upper, there was and I wrecked my ankle in those so hard. And it just, the inside and the outside, they shift apart from one another. You know what I mean?
They're not working together?
Yeah, they're not working simultaneously in unison, and that's kind of what this booty system and this outer shell do. They don't work perfectly in tandem, which is again weird because the 7s, the 8s, they have a booty system and they work really well, but for whatever reason this one doesn't. A lot of people actually give the excuse of they didn't make these for basketball. Bullshit. They did. Go ask Tinker. It's a basketball shoe. They even had athletes wearing these. Penny Hardaway used to wear these. Derek Anderson wore these in this colorway, but low top. Mike Bibby wore them. All these guys wore them. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't give me that. That's fake news. So just because Jordan was retired doesn't mean anything. It's the same thing like they say like, oh, these retros are not basketball shoes anymore. They're lifestyle shoes. If it's a basketball shoe, it's a basketball shoe, period.